Hi, Rory here. Many of you will know I help business owners achieve freedom from their business through high performing operations, but while reducing all the firefighting and time kind of spent inside the day to day of the business. So, how do we do this? Well, there's three things that we find work in most businesses that we encounter. So, the first thing is we need to stop thinking of SOPs as solving firefighting issues because they're not. So firefighting comes from situations that are marginally outside of standard, so therefore marginally outside of standard operating procedures. So they're the unexpected, they're the random, they're those discounts that a customer wants or customer issues and various different things like that. So if you keep thinking that standard operating procedures are going to get you out of that firefighting and out of that 1,000 questions that you have to answer every day, they're not, right? So if you don't stop that train of thought, you'll always be waiting to find the time to write these standard operating procedures, by the way, which never actually comes. And you'll still be fighting fires like 20 plus hours a week when you could have been doing something way more productive. So instead, look at what's really happening with the time you spend firefighting and write down some of those 1,000 questions that come to you and ask yourself, could I write an SOP to cover all of these scenarios, right? And the answer is probably going to be no. So we need to figure out some other way of dealing with that. So now all you need to do is shift your focus from SOPs to alternative, quicker and easier ways of solving firefighting. And there's one thing that you can kind of take off your plate already and save you time looking at all those SOPs. So the next thing we need to do then is, instead of those SOPs, we need to build what I call a decision-making matrix for the business. So this is what replaces you. So where those thousands of questions are coming to your brain and then you have to answer those questions back to your team, this way they can come to that decision-making matrix and your team can use that to make decisions that you would make today. So basically you're getting your team to think like you do. So if you don't do these 1,000 questions are never going to stop. They're going to keep coming and coming and coming. So you need to lay out the critical framework for decisions in the business that will include things like, regulators that we call regulators, which keep the business between the ditches, and 7 or whatever it might be number of principles that you would have, and a strategic roadmap for the business so your team is aware of all that so they can make decisions like you. So, okay, I'll admit this is hard to do without help, but you can start by jotting down the things that you think about when you're answering those 1,000 questions. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to slow down your thinking process because you probably think really quickly. You don't even realize you're going through a process when you do this, but you are. So number 3, the third thing is to share this with the team, but in a structured way that ensures that they keep coming back to it on a daily basis instead of coming to you, right? So it's got to be an ongoing structure of sharing this that doesn't involve you every day. So if you don't do this, it'll just sit in people's drawers and it will never get used. So initiate that structured cadence of systemized communication within the team. And the easiest way to start this is with a daily 10-minute meeting that refers back to your decision-making matrix and specifically to the decisions that were made yesterday and the ones that are coming up for people today. So in conclusion, that's how I help business owners achieve freedom from their business. And if you found that valuable, just make sure to follow us, like this, comment on this, ask some questions on this, and maybe we have some resources we can help you with. Thank you.